She called me at 2:47 a.m. Her voice was fractured, like glass cracking under pressure. "I'm at the hospital," she said, breathing fast. "They say I'm pregnant, with twins." There was a pause, the kind that swallows sound. Then, faintly through the phone, I heard him, the man she thought I didn't know about. He shouted something, his words sharp, panicked. "I'm not raising two kids!" The sound of his hand hitting the wall, the door slamming. The silence after, long, empty, suffocating. Then her crying. "Please," she whispered, "please come back." I didn't answer, because in that moment I realized the trap had closed. It began with a prescription bottle, white, plastic, unremarkable. She'd left it in the cabinet, half hidden behind my shaving cream. Birth control pills, a new brand. The irony wasn't lost on me. Her sudden aversion to motherhood, the way she'd talk about freedom, about living before it's too late. But freedom has a scent, and hers smelled like another man's cologne. She thought she was careful. Late meetings, secret texts, quick showers when she came home. But patterns never lie. They just whisper the truth until you finally listen. One night, while she slept, I unlocked her phone. A message thread marked with a single letter, M. "Can't tonight, he's home. You'll find a way, you always do." That's when something inside me went quiet. Not angry, just precise. Rage is messy. I don't do messy. So I decided to rewrite the ending before she even knew the story had changed. The switch was simple. A label peeled, a few capsules replaced. Fertility hormones, not contraceptives. The pharmacy never noticed. Neither did she. Every morning she took them, faithful, trusting. The irony of that act was almost poetic. I watched her body shift in subtle ways. Exhaustion, nausea, a flicker of confusion she tried to dismiss. She thought it was stress. I knew better. Meanwhile, her behavior changed. She smiled more during phone calls, cooked less, slept less. And when I touched her, she flinched, like contact was an inconvenience. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for people who still care. Instead, I began preparing, financially, emotionally, legally. I withdrew half the savings, changed the locks at my office, and deleted our shared passwords. And then I waited. Waiting is an art, patience weaponized. When the hospital called her in, I already knew what the results would show. She was glowing with confusion when she told me, unsure whether to laugh or panic. "Can you believe it?" she said, forcing a smile. "After all this time, pregnant?" I watched her, the way her lips trembled, the way her eyes darted away from mine. She didn't want children with me. She wanted him. She didn't know biology had already chosen sides. Her lover, Mark, showed up a few days later. I watched from across the parking lot as he sat in his car, head in his hands. She leaned against the window, pleading. He wouldn't even look at her. Later that night, I received a voicemail. Her voice again, cracked, desperate. "He's gone. He says the timing doesn't make sense. He says they might not be his." They weren't. When she called crying from the hospital that night, begging me to come, I almost did. Almost. But revenge isn't about showing up. It's about absence, about letting the silence do what words never could. She called again, then again. By the fifth time, her voice had no edge left, just ruin. "I made a mistake," she said. I almost smiled. "No," I replied, calm. "You made a choice." Then I hung up. That moment wasn't triumph. It was release. She'd built her life on control, manipulation, illusion. I gave her a gift she couldn't return, truth. Weeks passed. I never went back. Her friends said she moved in with her mother, that she cried every night, that Mark had disappeared completely. I didn't care. Not because I lacked emotion, but because I'd finally understood it. Love, betrayal, revenge, they're all languages of ownership. Once you stop wanting to own someone, they lose the power to break you. She still calls sometimes, leaves voicemails I don't play. I keep them though, a museum of her downfall. The twins will be born soon. They'll have her eyes maybe, her lies certainly. And when they ask one day where their father went, she'll have to answer, I won't. Because the truth isn't meant to be shouted. It's meant to linger, quiet, unforgiving, final.